Salutations, Stufos. This is your fabulous leader, the Queen of Shade, coming at you with another special presentation. I am still moving right on along, getting to know all of you that I support and you support me via social media. And I'm just so thankful to be able to do this and be able to talk to all of you and hear your stories. And having said that, I have someone else that I want you to meet. You must meet them. So without further ado, now I'm messing up. Without further ado, how do you want me to introduce you, by your first name? Because I don't know, government.
Oh no, Brandon Fowler is fine.
All right, good. All right, because I forgot to ask you that before we were talking. I usually do, but today they'll understand. So I would like to introduce all of you to Mr. Brandon Fowler. Now, before he speaks and says hello, you need to understand something. Brandon and I, Mr. Fowler and I, were supposed to have an interview a couple of weeks ago, but I had to cancel. Ugh, life. So I had to get him in as soon as possible, and that meant Christmas night. So it is Christmas. So we're speaking on Christmas, and he was scheduled for a later time. And then the guest before him had a crisis. So then I had to move him back up. And it's just craziness. But I wanted to say my humblest and extend my humblest apologies to Mr. Fowler so that all of you could hear. I apologize.
All good.
Okay, so Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
How are you?
I am well. It's sunny here in Hawaii. It's about 75 degrees, so it's no rain for once. So I'm happy for that.
Yeah, I'm envious. You're in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Nice. But you've worked very hard to be there, and we're going to find out about that very soon. So, Mr. Fowler is a soldier.
Yeah, well, Airman, big A Airman. I'm in the Air Force, so yeah. But I mean, generally, people say soldier, but yes, Airman. But that's fine.
Allow me to correct myself. Mr. Fowler is an airman.
Yes.
And from what I was reading, you've been an airman for over 15 years and counting.
That's correct. Yes, I'll be at 16 years in February.
Wow. So you were serious about the military. What drew you to the military?
I was in Atlanta, and I was kind of struggling in college. I was working a lot of dead-end jobs. I was working at KFC, a CD store, and UPS, and I just fell on hard times. And I said, well, I need to do something in order to get, kind of like move forward with my life. So, I was 20 when I decided to enlist. My parents are retired military, so my father's the soldier. So, and I just shipped out from there, and it's been wonderful ever since. I like being in the military.
Wow. And I usually pick a thumbnail from your social media account because it's public, and I usually use it for the thumbnail to this video. And okay. I'm going through, and you have a lot of good pictures that I like, of course. You're showing tattoos and things like that. But I was like, I chose the one of you in your uniform.
Sure.
Yeah, I chose that one because you are a decorated airman. There were so many.
So many ribbons, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many. I mean, I move around a lot. They kind of just hand them to you. Sometimes I don't like getting as many because I have to buy a new rack. I have to reset it. Like, those things are expensive. That's like $70 right on my chest right there. I was like, please don't give me any more. I just keep sending them back. And, yeah.
But you're earning them.
I am. They do tell a story, and it's nice conversation starters. Like, hey, what's that? And I'm like, oh, I was here. I did this, and this was going on. So it's really nice for being in as long as I've been in. So it's nice. I'm proud of them.
Nice. So I met Mr. Fowler when he was doing his time. He was doing a tour in what was that? Was that Japan or was it Korea?
Korea, South Korea.
It was Korea. And I met him like you had just gotten there. And
Mm-hmm.
we kept in touch the whole time you were there. And then the next thing I know, you were visiting family in Atlanta. And then
Yes.
you shipped out to Hawaii.
Oh yes. Yeah, I was in Korea right after Germany. I was supposed to go home in between Germany and Korea. Then COVID hit,
Ah,
and I got stuck in Germany. And they're like, "Well, you're essential. You have to go to Korea. You can't come home." So that had been 3 years since I'd been home, and then I had to get pushed over an additional year. So that was tough. And once I got done, I had all this leave saved up. So that's why I did like the Brandon home tour, just went and saw family in Atlanta and Maryland and Vegas and Arizona and Florida. So that was a long time coming. So it was nice to finally be home because I was tired and I was a little worried about my family, with
yeah,
everything going on in the States.
yeah. You make me smile. I get a good like vibe from you. Like
Oh,
yeah, I do. Like you're a good man. You're a good man. Like you're a good man. Like soul wise, you're a good man. So
I appreciate that.
you're
Thank you.
welcome. I sense it being a shaman. So tell me, what was it like to live in South Korea?
This was my second time in South Korea. I'd been there in 2010,
Mhm.
but it's very unique. Korea is really good on like technology and transportation. I didn't have a car out there; it was in storage, so it was really easy to get around. I like the culture. I love the food of Korea. The locals, it's a little bit. I don't know. They kind of like a little bit latent xenophobia, but I get a lot of stares on the train. One person got brave enough to like touch my hair. I'm like, whoa, like chill out with all of that. The younger Koreans are really cool. They're a little bit more progressive. They like to talk to me. They try out their English on me, and they like to, like party with Americans, the soldiers or military out there. But it's a neat experience. I had a cousin out there with me, so it wasn't as bad, kind of dealing with that whole hardship of being stuck out there. So he liked to do photography and he liked to drive. He had a car out there. So we just went all over Korea, just checking out all the history and then the temples and just, it was just a good time.
It's
I wouldn't
not,
trade that for the world, even with COVID.
yeah, it sounds like it was a good time. It sounds like it. Was your cousin also in the service?
Yes, he's still in. He's Army. He's soldier. We worked in the same building, just in different floors. So it was nice to have that family out there with me, even though I couldn't be. We both couldn't be with with the family. So we had each other.
Yeah, because I remember looking at your social media when you were free from Korea. You were like, I'm out of here. Like it was next thing I know, you on a beach. I'm watching. I'm like, oh my God, he's home. Like he's home. And the funny thing was, like when I met you, I didn't know that you were from Atlanta. I just knew, okay, this is an army man and he's overseas and he's in Korea. And next thing I know, you run around. I see you sipping alcohol in Vegas. And I'm like, what is going on here?
Yeah,
So it was
yeah.
nice to see you. Like it was nice to see you be able to let your hair down, especially after COVID.
Yes, it was really nice. I'm just thankful everybody was safe because my father had got COVID while I was in Korea, and my sister actually has it now.
Oh,
So it's tough, but they're strong. So I'm checking in on them, and they're good to go. So they weathered the storm. They're like we're family, we're a tough family. We always have each other. So got strong family values.
were they vaccinated before?
At the time when my father got it like last September, so there was no vaccine yet. And my sister, unfortunately, she got the booster and still got it. So, but the symptoms aren't as bad, like the effects of it aren't as bad as someone who's unvaccinated would have it. So we're good. Just keeping her on my thoughts and prayers. I hate that she has it on Christmas, but you
Yeah.
know,
One of my friends in Paris, he's a very well-known fashionista there, and he has COVID today as well. So
mm,
yeah, it just, I
yeah,
don't,
our goes out to them too. So
yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. I don't want to make the whole interview about that, but I feel for you and your family, and they will be in you and your family will be in my thoughts and prayers, because it's just like, when will this end? My grandmother said something like 40,000 people in this week have been in like admitted into the hospital. And I was like, well, where is this? I didn't see that. And I turned off the TV. I couldn't. I was just like, listen, I got the vaccine. I just got to stay in my house. I got to wear my mask.
Yeah.
It's so crazy because even for me as an artist, most of my money is made in Europe. I couldn't get there. I couldn't get there.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So it like I had one company become disillusioned. I couldn't travel. And now they're like, oh, you can travel. But I'm like, no, I'm not going to. So,
No.
so it's just like I just gave my whole following this whole speech about, you guys are in my way because paying customers need to have the seats that you guys are occupying. I had to get with them, and I did. But my goodness. So after you came home, did you know before you came home that you were going to Hawaii?
I knew before I was going to Korea. Yes. So yeah, I knew in Germany that I was going. So yeah.
How?
Um, yeah, how it goes when you volunteer for certain assignments, you have like a priority of a follow on. And for a while, I didn't know where I was going. So I had to kind of pull in that thread. I'm like, hey, I'm about to leave Germany. Where am I going? They're like, oh my goodness, you kind of slipped through the cracks. Let me see your list. Hawaii. I was like, well, dang, okay. And I put it on the dream sheet. It was actually not even my first choice. It was like trying to go back to Florida, to Tampa, or try Arizona, or, I was there for like, not for the location really, it was just for the job that I wanted to do. But they landed me in Hawaii. I'm definitely not going to complain. I live where people vacation. So yeah, I knew for a while, just, hey, you fulfill your tour, you get that assignment.
Wow. How long are you there?
As of now, 3 years. I want to extend and stay and finish out my 20 here because 3 years here will put me about 18 and a half.
Right.
So I'm like, why not end it here? So this is my 7th assignment and I'm sick of moving. So,
Yeah.
but wherever the military side is send me, hopefully it'll be someplace where I can still, root myself in and kind of build up there. So
I just want to say thank you for your service.
I appreciate it. Yeah. Uh, I like being military, it felt like tradition. So I know even if I hate the military, which I don't, it's just that look that I get from a family like that. You did good type look, made a career for myself. So, it's been a good gig. It put me in the best shape of my life. It's taken me around the world. I have I'm getting ready to finish grad school next year. And so it's done a lot for me, even though it's taken a lot too. So
Yeah. I'm curious. What are you going to do when you get out of the military?
oh my goodness. I asked myself that question too. I'm like, what am I gonna
Uh-huh.
do when I grow up again?
Uh-huh.
So
Uh-huh.
used to like taking orders, being told what to do. I like to try and go into a little business venture. Like I've been saving a little bit for like I want to start like it's kind of silly, like start off with an ice cream truck and then
Yeah.
move to a food truck.
Yeah.
I've been a real big fan of food trucks. I've been to like these big setups they done around the world, around the country. So there's so many of out here in Hawaii. That's one venture. And then I'd like to do similar to what my father does, like work with veterans, PTSD, family advocacy programs. Because my degree is my master's is in organizational management. So do a lot of working with like HR and just making sure the vets are taken care of, as well as anyone who isn't in the military.
Right. See, I'm just smiling at you, and I know you're like, why is she smiling at me? It's just because you're a good man. You're a great man. You are
No.
a great man. Like I feel that. You do what's right. You stay on the straight and narrow. You do what you're supposed to do. And that's just so like, do you know, like as especially, and I gotta say this, as a Black man, it's so amazing because there are really only 4 ways out of the hood for us. And that is athletics,
Mm-hmm.
entertainment, education, or the military. Those are the
Yeah.
4 ways out. So, like it's good to see when it actually works for you,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't have to come home because I have a brother who recently had to come home because he passed boot camp. He was going into the army, he passed the boot camp part, and
Mm-hmm.
he was I think he called it AIT.
AIT, yeah, it's like their trade school. Yeah.
Yeah, so he was in AIT and his father died. And he didn't have a really good relationship with his father. And it sent him over the edge. And he was already schizophrenic. He was taking medicine. But it just, like it just sent him over, Brandon. It sent him over. So
Sorry.
it just, it just made me, he's here with me. I've been taking care of him. But I'm just so happy to see it work. It work. Don't feel bad about that because he's 35. He got to get himself together and he will. Like you said, your family is tough. My family's tough too. So, don't worry about that. But what I'm saying is I'm so proud of you. So proud of you. I am.
That.
Yeah, but wait, we ain't even done yet. We just getting started. So I noticed that you love fitness. You're a fitness enthusiast. What got you into that?
It was actually on my first deployment. I was in Iraq in 2008. You've seen some of my older photos. Like I was a little bit of a rail back then, and I was just real quiet. Like I always been like kind of, sociable, but to an extent where he's like, hey, this Marine that I just worked with, big black dude. His name is Lawrence.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, you'd be a little bit more confident, a little more outspoken if you worked out. I was like, well, I actually don't know. He's like, well, I'm working out at this time. Bring a shirt, some shorts. Don't be late, and you better show up. And he put me in the gym, and I went from like I was 97 pounds when I enlisted, but I went to Iraq 114 pounds, and then I came back about 130, and people were like looking at me like, whoa, like, dude, you look different. I was like, like I felt different, it was just, it was just the changes that kept happening. So, I wasn't sure on like nutrition. So that was the part I need to fill in later on in my years. Like I was just working out. But then I was like, I wasn't eating right. I was drinking a lot more. So that was kind of had to temper all that. So that's why I've been more fitness and, like health oriented too. So, that's like the nutrition is actually the bigger part more than actually the fitness. So, that's just been a journey too. So I'm out here in Hawaii with a trainer and you put me on a plan. So I've been seeing some good strides with that too. So I'm thankful for that, but it's also like a good release from like the, stress of the military, and it's a good outlet. It's a good way to connect with people too. And, it's been a good thing, I just look back at those old photos and like, yeah, I don't want to look like that again, always better.
No, I've seen the old photos. You didn't look bad. You were skinny, but you look better now. You look better now. I'll just say that. You look better now.
Thank you.
Yeah. So like you said you got a trainer out there. I mean, Hawaii is always known for, and everywhere I've heard, like every person I've heard from Hawaii is the seafood, the fish. So what yeah, I was going to say, like, what does he have you eating out there?
Well, mainly it's a lot of protein because I'm here to like gain weight, but he puts me on like tilapia. He's allowed me to have some certain seafoods because some seafoods have different type like fat content in it. So but I do enjoy like some like tuna, some like a poke bowl. They season it a certain way. They put some like extra stuff in there, like spicy mayo. That's not all that great for you, but it's nice to kind of indulge in it a little bit, and lots of rice. And spam isn't really protein, but they do a lot of that out here. So, but I kind of avoid that too because they put spam in everything.
Oh my God. No, like growing up in me in the black household, I don't ever want to see no spam.
Spam is a struggle meal.
Right? I'm like, oh, no. Out here. Right? I'm like, get that all the way out of here. I don't want no damn spam. I don't want no spam. I want no oodles and noodles. Like I do eat oodles and noodles still though. Like every now and then. But I don't want no hot dog. But anyway, speaking of hot dogs, I think you're going to be very successful with the food truck idea. So like, what would you serve? Like, have you mapped that out yet?
I have a big thing about Mexican food. So I'd love to do a taco truck. I mean, I know I'm a brother, but I'm a definitely, I do some research. I mean, I don't want to phrase this the wrong way. Hire folks that know like Mexican food well.
Yes.
Who have that, just have that natural ability to make it like I want them like street tacos, not like the hard shell stuff you get at Taco Bell. You want like
Yeah.
Taco with like the carne asada, the carnes, and vegan options. Like I want everybody to have it. Or like dessert too. So that's the intent, like to just hold this taco truck, and then just have people kind of like buy in on it, because I think food trucks are kind of like low overhead, so we're not all bleeding like all of our finances, all our savings into it. We all chip in a little bit and see where it goes.
Yeah.
It'd be like a weekend job, on top of what we do for a living. And we just have to scout out more popular areas like college, or even on base. I'll get access on base, park outside a place, and just go to town. They were doing food trucks in Korea. They were doing it in Germany. They do it everywhere. So
I was just ready to ask you. My next question was, or do you want it somewhere warm? Like, like where would you have it if you could have it? Like where?
I really liked Tampa.
Mhm.
So I know my way around Tampa when I was there for about 4 years before I moved back to Europe. So I know the bar scene. I know like the colleges, because I mean I partied every day with a Y out there, so I would know the market. And it's not far from home in Georgia, so and there's a base that could hire me. I'm pretty sure I could make a living out there in Tampa, but that's where I would go. Someplace warm, someplace where people would want to eat all the time. So
Yeah. I only hear success from you.
oh
I do. I only see it. I only hear success from you. So, Mr. Your undergrad, you said organizational management.
well, yeah, I finished my undergrad in organizational management. Yeah, and yeah, I'm about to tie on grad school by July. I'll be done with that. So
Yeah. No, there's a
yeah.
reason why. Because you did something in your undergrad. You're a Sigma.
Yeah, that was that was before.
You're branded
Yeah,
on your chest. I'm like, you're branded on your chest. See, that was the one thing I was going to pledge when I was in school, but I'm a model. They couldn't brand me. I'm like, no.
I got 5 of them, 5 brands.
Oh my God, I only saw one. Wait a minute.
Oh
What?
goodness.
5?
Oh, I got my arms, got my
Okay.
chest, got my left leg, and then left cheek. So yeah.
Oh wow. So you was a Sigma man for real, for real.
Yes, that was when I was actually going to school before I enlisted. So, yeah, I pledged in 2005, and I enlisted in '06. So, yeah, it, it was an experience. I tell you that much. So, not big Greek life, but I do get involved, on occasion whenever I can. So, I still try to keep connected with the brothers, and I'm connected to a lot of them like online, and through social media. So I still support the cause. I may not always wear the letters, but yeah, I'm still around.
Yeah, well, once a Sigma man, always a Sigma man.
Absolutely.
It's just that life goes on, and
Mhm.
you have to go in different directions. No, I'm the reason why I'm so inspired by you is because I hear, like I said, so much success, so much promise. Like there are some men and women that I know that once they got out of the military, it just went downhill. Like it just went downhill. And I the mental illness, the this, the that, the PTSD. And I wanted to talk to you because I wanted people to see that, the military isn't all bad. Everybody always wants to, oh, well, it's the president and he's going to have you doing this. No, the military has its own structure. The president does not run the military, like there are lieutenants and captains and chiefs and this and that, and, there are a lot of good, pros to, and cons, but pros to being in the military. Now, being in the military, were you able to go to school? Was that part of it?
Yes. You get every fiscal year, you get a certain amount of tuition assistance that the military can pay for. The stipulation is you have to get a passing grade. Obviously, if you don't, you have to pay that back. You get your GI Bill. So once the military paid for all my bachelor's, so
Yeah.
they're only doing partial of my grad school. So I had to dip into my GI Bill for that, or either pay the difference out of pocket. So
Right.
it's provided for you. You get a fresh amount every fiscal year. So you use it like, that's why I always encourage my troops to, maybe school may not be your forte, but get something, get like a certification, some sort of accredited, something that you can put in your pocket should you choose to stay in the military or should you choose to get out, that you make yourself more marketable on the outside. Some people go in there, do their years and don't come out with a plan. You're like, just have a plan. I would say if you're trying to go to school, do it while you're in. You don't have to wait to get out to do it.
Yeah.
So
you see, you just said that's what I was fishing for. You said it. You're like, have a plan, do this, you can do this. Like you like, and this is the thing, your rank is pretty high, isn't it?
It's high enough. It's not where I want it to be. I'm an E6. If I had not goofed off a little bit during some of my time in career, I'd be a higher rank. So that's one thing I can admit, and let that be a testament to everyone else. Like, focus on your career progression. After Afghanistan, my second deployment, it was a little bit of the PTSD, a little bit me losing my way. And I wasn't applying myself. I was not studying for promotion. So I got passed over so many times. Like, it took me a lot of tries in order to get to the rank that I did because I wasn't applying myself. It took my troop making it his first time, and one of my former troops making his first time, and then I had struck out for like the fourth time. It was like, that was like the reality check. So, trying to go for one more promotion. If not, hang up the uniform, your 20's done, hold your head up high. You did your part. It's not about like what rank you finished at. It's just how many people that you influenced, how many people that you helped along the way. Like, were you able to lead? Were you able to do what the military asked of you while you were in? And, it's going to be celebrated as if I was Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force. Like, it's going to be a big blowout. If there's a ceremony that happens in Hawaii and people can't make it, that's fine. We'll have the ceremony, official one, and then we'll party when I get back to Atlanta, So it's all good things. Like, there's light at the end of the tunnel, despite, some of the missteps I've made in my career. So, but that is a career. There's going to be missteps. They're going to be hard lessons that you have to teach yourself, and that was mine. So.
Yeah. You know what? This is so great. So now I got to backtrack. So I'm all talking to you about the military. I'm like, my thing is I never could go in. I mean, I'm 39 now, but I was diagnosed at 19 with bipolar disorder, PTSD, and acute anxiety disorder. So I had to be medically withdrawn from school. So it wasn't my thing. Yeah. Don't look like that. I'm 39 now. I was 19. You're like, ooh, I don't know. I mean, as a soldier, do you hear a lot of bad news a lot? Do you hear a lot of bad news?
I empathize. I had a lot of family who wanted to join, and for some reason, they couldn't go for as well, and they couldn't serve in as long. So I always advocate for people to, I like the transparency that people have, but I always want people to make it too. Like, I want people to have the same opportunities that I did. So.
Well, I turned out all right.
Absolutely. So I'm sorry that came off maybe a little bit different.
It didn't. No, they're gonna watch this like, why is she smiling at him? No, it didn't. Like, it was what it was. But I like seeing, like, my thing is this. Nobody, it doesn't matter if you goofed off, it doesn't matter if you didn't finish at the rank that you wanted to, nobody will be able to deny that you are a Black man that did what he had to do and got out. Like, I keep saying that to you because unfortunately in our community, it's rare. It's rare. Mm-hmm. So I'm celebrating you, which is why I wanted to do this interview, because it's rare. A lot, and it's sad. A lot of my brothers, they don't have any stick-to-itiveness. And it's like, once it gets hard, they want to quit, or they want to run home, or they want to do this. And it's in everything that they do. In 2020, like I said, my first LLC was disillusioned. 2021, I started a new one and picked up where I left off. And I've been going, like, I love the idea that my grandmother always says to me that she doesn't like, because she was a teacher for 40 years and she taught in the inner city of Philadelphia. We're from Philly. And she said she didn't like the fact that, as her children got older, she would see them lose hope and not dream anymore. And she tells me, she's 74 years old, and she tells me to this day that she still dreams. And she says that unfortunately, in a lot of Black people's lives, they're not dreaming anymore. They don't have dreams. That's why I was excited to hear about the food truck. It's going to be successful because it's a dream, but then you turn around and you put the, logistics together and you go do it, and it's going to be successful because of your mentality. You're like, okay, well, I gave the military 20 years, so I'm not going to give up on this year one. We're going to find the right locations, like it's that ability. Like if the hardships hadn't happened, you might not be willing to try something new. You're like, okay, I can do this. And yeah, if I get slapped on my hand, I get slapped on my hand. Yeah, it's going to hurt, but I'm going to keep going. That's what I admire. That's why I admire. Like, I don't interview enough Army men. I almost called you a soldier again. All right. I ain't gonna make the mistake. I'm not gonna make the mistake. No,
Okay.
I don't interview enough of you guys because you guys are doing something that is, it's monumental. I have a friend that he's a friend of mine, but he came to me as a mentee, and he was in the Army, and he went to school in the while he was in, and then he came out, and the man is just making his life what he wants it to be, like his successful and what he does. And I talked to him right before this because I wanted to interview him a couple of weeks ago, and he was like, listen, I can't really talk about my life because I'm in the middle of getting a deal for a podcast. And I'm like, wow, like he just blows it out of the water, and I like that. So anyway, tell me, are you an only child?
I am not. I have one younger biological sister. I have a stepsister, or two stepsisters, and a stepbrother, but I'm the oldest out of all of them. So
Blended family. Okay, I got you. So you've already told us that you like to drink, but what do you do for fun? Well, especially in Hawaii, what do you do for fun? Like anywhere, what do you do for fun?
well, out here in Hawaii, I've actually been into doing hikes around here. This place is very hike saturated, so I try to do at least one a month. Some get more challenging and more distance at each one. So I've gone to one where there's a waterfall. So I've gotten to the end, put on a little life vest, and got in the waterfall. Got in the water. Some are very challenging. One's like an Eternal, like 3 miles, like a stair climber. That was the very first hike. So hiking is good. I like to frequent like speakeasy. So I like to drink like an old fashioned. I like to hear live music. I like to do karaoke too. So like do live band karaoke here at some of the bars here, and I thought that was very unique. I also just like to travel. So I'm going to get my way around Oahu, where I'm at now. And then I'm going to travel to other islands too, like the big island, Hawaii and Maui, and just check out like the volcano or just another scenery. Cause I'm a wanderlust. So I love it.
Yeah, I have another, I went to school, this was years ago. He was in the military. I forget what he did, but he settled in Hawaii for a number of years. He had the scariest name, Black guy. His name was William Skinner. And yeah, but he was the first one that did undergrad here in Pennsylvania, where it was cold and snowy in the mountains, and then went to master's and went on and moved to Hawaii. And it was so great for him. Now, Hawaii is US territory, isn't it?
Yes.
Though it's so damn far.
Yes.
Because that was the thing. We were trying to coordinate the time frame, and I'm like, well, this is US territory. How far could it be? And then I looked, it was like, geography lesson. This is far. This is very far,
Yeah.
but you like it. Do you think you would stay there forever?
I could see myself staying here forever for a long time. Like I think what I have to do this time is get off the island every now and then, like come home and get out of here. Cause I do believe like the island fever would set in.
Yeah.
That is a thing out here. Just travel around. Like I did in Europe. Europe was easy because Germany's a center point. I can just literally throw a dart at a board and go. Korea was a little bit tough because, I mean, I can only go so many places in Korea, and COVID had us locked down. So I couldn't go to any other Asian countries, which I really wanted to do. And I definitely can't go to North Korea. So,
Right.
so, just how to figure out a way to balance that. Like, I'm liking it so far, like
Yeah.
sometimes I just stay in the house and don't do anything. And then sometimes I hit the beach, or sometimes I just drive, just drive to a different part of Hawaii that I've never been to. A
Oh
bit
God.
different part of Hawaii, so.
Oh God. So you're not bored there, are you?
No, I'm not in the slightest. I mean, I was in the barracks for a year, and now I have all my furniture and stuff back, so I'm good doing absolutely nothing. It's kind of like
Okay.
a
Okay. Do you see many of us there? Are there many of
yeah.
us?
Yes.
There are. That's good. That's good. Are they military or are they like also just civilian?
I've seen a lot of military out here, but there are a lot of civilians. A lot of them are retired military out here too. I ran into someone from every single previous base out here. This island is very small. Really.
Wow.
And I've been to 7 locations and 2 deployments. So even people who I was deployed with, I've run into out here.
Wow.
So.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Let me switch it up. What's your favorite? Okay, you said you like food, you like tacos, and you love Mexican. So I can't ask you that question. So tell me, are you taken? Say no, don't answer that question. Do not answer that question. That's nobody's business. Okay. I was just joking. But no, like, okay, so do you my God, when's the next time that you'll be in Atlanta? Because you said, getting off and going home. Like, do you have to do a certain amount of time before you can get leave, or?
Oh no, I could have gone any time now. It's it's a little bit more like legal, things, just with COVID going on, just got to make sure you're being, like you're going to where you're going to go, and people know how to get a hold of you just in case there's anything. But I plan on being home in October. I'm going to Mexico for a wedding around that same month, and I'm just going to make a big circle. Just go to this wedding for a couple of days, go to Atlanta for a little bit, and then hit Tampa, maybe go shoot up to Maryland and see my mom, my stepfather, and then head back to the island. Like, I'm taking a month off.
I have a question for you. Hold on, let me just double check. You're going to a wedding in October. It's in Mexico, right?
Yep.
Is it? Hold on. Where is it? Because it was a while ago. Where is it? I'm looking. I'm scrolling. Is it Kurt and Carlos Carr?
Yes.
I'm invited to the same wedding.
Oh.
I interviewed them together. Together, and the fire and all that happened. We talked about that. I interviewed them 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And I got invited to the wedding. And it's so crazy because my grandmother's birthday is the 17th and their wedding ceremony is the 18th. So we're still trying to decide if she wants to go, because it'll be her diamond jubilee. She'll be turning 75. But that's really great. So you actually know them.
Well, I've known them just online, but I've been friends with Carlos for about 4 years, and then like year before last, just kind of like, oh wow, okay, cool. He's like, oh, Carlos said you were cool. I was like, oh yeah, definitely. Like, hey, how's it going, man? And I was even like just flattered they invited me. I was like, oh, you really don't know me? I was like, yeah, but you're cool though. I was like, oh, I'm like, I'll be there with bells on, man. I just renewed my passport in March. Like, I'll definitely be there. I've never been to Mexico, of all places. I've been all over Europe, all over, a lot of places in Asia, but not Mexico yet. So scratch that off. And I was like, yeah, matter of fact, I just paid for the hotel, so I just got to buy the ticket. So
yeah, I think we're gonna go. It's up to my grandmother if she wants to go, but yes, I was invited. So my God, yeah, right. I'm like, this could be a situation where I meet them and you at the same time. So that's really cool. Oh my God, what's your favorite color?
My favorite color, even though I'm a Sigma, is actually purple.
It's a royal color.
I like your hair and your flower is kind of like a little that. So I was like, that's really nice.
Thank you. Yeah, I like royal colors too. My favorite color is black. black.
Okay.
But I do colors every now and then. I do other colors because our skin just does so well, with colors. It could be any color. We just do well with color.
Yeah.
That's something. That is something, something, something. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, mm, mm. So tell me, being out there, you have your own place of residence. Do you have pets?
I do not. My landlord's dog, who actually helped me get the place, was like the deciding factor for me getting the place. I play with her now and then. She's a little bit older. It's a half Chihuahua, half Pomeranian. So
Oh God, they're both devils. Both of them,
yeah,
Chihuahuas
this
and
is just a
devil
very
Pomeranians.
well-tempered dog. She doesn't bark. She's very friendly. Just always comes in. Like she just comes in, just walks in the place when I can't leave the screen door so I can get a cross breeze in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, her name is Tori. I'm like, hey, hi Tori, how you doing? Yes, I paid the rent this month. Like, I need to here.
Oh, she's the one he sends around to get the rent, huh?
Yeah. Like, so yeah, my landlord and his wife are really, really, really nice folks. So I used to have a pet of my own, but she got old and we had to put her down. But when I was in Europe and Korea, my mom, my stepdad got a dog, and my father got another dog. I got I'm coming home to Westie, and I'm
Yes.
visiting, and then my mom, my stepdad got a Shih Tzu. I'm like,
Yes.
hey.
Yeah, the little dogs. I'm a cat person. I do like dogs. I do like Pomeranians, but then I thought if I ever got something bigger, it would have to be bigger. Caucasian Shepherd, like huge dogs. I need huge dogs because, I do believe in guns, but I want my property to be protected. So that would be the reason I got a dog.
Yeah, if anything, I'd probably go bigger. I'd probably get me. I think boxers are great dogs. Like I'd love to get a boxer.
Yeah.
They're very headstrong, but they're just so adorable though.
Yeah. No, I'm so excited that's why I'm just talking to you. I'm so excited to finally get to talk to you like this, because you've always been so supportive of me and you always have been so kind online. And now, I'm like Kurt and Carlos, it's a vibe. You're a good guy. You're a good guy. So, that's really cool. You're a good guy that likes to drink.
I like my drinks. I don't like to drink too much.
What's your favorite drink?
An old fashioned. A buddy of mine got me into them over the summer. Man, I'm like, these are great, classy drinks. A little bit of whiskey, some bitters, nice cherry and orange peel, and then a little ice. And you got one happy camper here. So a good sipping drink makes me feel classy. I'm not drinking like beer because I can't really drink beer anymore. Just a little bit, getting my age catching up on me.
Yeah.
But it's a good, and I like those seltzers too. I like the White Claw stuff.
Yeah.
Basic, super basic.
So what do you like to sing when you do karaoke? What's like your go-to song?
Oh, a matter of me reading the room, it's split between two songs. Like if it's through like a backing track, like they just play it, it's T-Pain, Buy You a Drink.
Yes.
That's the one everyone knows the words. Or I really want to, like, if I'm new and I'm not sure, I read the room, I do CeeLo, Fuck You.
Okay. All right. Okay.
It's a good vibe. Like everyone knows it. I do songs that please a crowd. I don't do song like this. Song's personal to me. Nobody cares. My karaoke is about your audience. It's about them. It's about entertaining them.
Yeah.
Like I'm not trying to get a record deal. I'm just here to just sing my behind off. Like I don't care if I suck. I can't sing, but I have great showmanship.
Yes. Showmanship. Trust me, showmanship will save a career. There are many, 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 many successful artists that can't really sing, but their showmanship is what it is. So tell me, it is Christmas. What do you plan to do this evening to kind of celebrate, or did you celebrate in the morning?
I'm just chilling at the house right now. A good friend of mine from elementary school, she's gonna have me over for dinner. I was like, and that'll be cool. Like since I'm not home with family, it feels like just another day. But I won't be by myself to answer that question. So that'll be nice. Even if I was, I got my video games, I got whiskey. I'll make my own old fashioned. I'll just watch the sunset, just take it in. I just literally got off the phone with all my parents before you dialed in. So I checked those boxes off. I opened up my presents. I actually got presents. So that was really nice. I wasn't expecting them. People just wanted to send me things, and it's all very, very creative. So I'm happy for that. So
Yeah. No, I was going to say that being, what people don't understand about people that are upwardly mobile in life and people that have a plan and people that have purpose and ideas and dreams and agendas is that we often spend a lot of time by ourselves,
mhm.
And that is the price of forward thinking. That is the price of being who we are, is that we spend a lot of time. And it's one of these things, I'm alone, but never lonely. You see? Yeah,
Yes.
for me, it's I'm alone, but never lonely. So that's why I asked, because, being, there's a certain mentality I know that you have to keep because you're constantly working. So it's just like, people, trying to hang out or people thinking of that, like you're just not going to mesh well with people that are kind of too lax. Because I've even watched you even during this interview, I set up because I'm watching you adjust the computer. Like
Yeah.
you're making sure everything is proper, and I recognize that, and it's just like, oh, okay, all right, yeah. So you keep it. I bet you your house is as clean as hell, isn't it?
I just vacuum. So yeah.
Well, that's good. That's good. That's good. Have you ever been to California?
I've only been to North California. I've only been to Sacramento for training for about 3 weeks, and that was about 10 years ago. It was pre-deployment training.
Mhm.
So yeah, I can't really say enough to know much about it,
Mhm.
other than In-N-Out Burger. That's about it. That's the only thing I've experienced that was new.
Yeah. My
So, yeah.
gosh. See, I'm scared of Florida because I'm scared of the Everglades. I'm scared of the Burmese pythons. I'm scared of the alligators and all that stuff. Like I love tropical weather, but I just can't. The big old
No,
iguanas and things like that. You wake up and there's all kinds of, but you know what? Someone said to me, like, listen, it's not all of Florida.
no, it's not.
They're not everywhere. I'm just like, I don't know. I'm a northerner. I'm like, I don't know. I was scared. But anyway, so I want to know, have you ever been in a situation where you had to speak to a group of kids and empower kids? What would you say to kids, like as being an airman, to empower them about life? Or
I say like this, like it's funny. I was in a program where I was writing letters to a lot of young folks that are getting ready to enter basic training. So I can take you from there. I didn't been really at like a kid mentorship. I've been on like a Q&A panel,
Mhm.
but I would say like, blaze your own path. Don't always follow the road that everybody else is on. It gets a little crowded. And when you try to fit in, you disappear. So, I find it to be like the game Tetris. When you try to put yourself in, you all get cleared out. So, be unique, own your uniqueness. Also be aware. Just be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of people. Don't be that person that's kind of like, well, this is who I am. Deal with it. Like that personality doesn't mesh well with me because you're not cognizant
Yeah.
of your people around you, and you try to have some sort of empathy, but also can be assertive at the same time.
Yeah.
But I think bottom line, just embrace your uniqueness. You're not always going to fit in, but you shouldn't try to either. So that's just coming from personal experience. Like I'm known, some people know me, people like me, a lot of people don't, but I don't try to be like, I just try to be myself
Yeah.
because that took a long time.
Yeah. I'm glad. I like you. You're great. You're great. I enjoyed this. So, tell everybody where they can find you online, social media.
Well, you can find me from my Instagram. That's kind of like the main thing that I'm on. Lima Mike 17. It comes off as like Little Muscle when you look it up. So like people think my name is Mike. It's actually Brandon, but you can call me Mike if you want to. Brandon Fowler. Yeah, or Brandon Little Muscle Fowler on Facebook. So that's where I'm not really on Twitter or Snapchat too much, but those are my main handles. If you want to, find me, meet me up, chat, or just, following like picture still. I don't have any short supply of that because I love to travel. I like to show people, you know, the world through my eyes a little bit. And I like to advocate for causes that are near and dear to me. So.
Yeah, no, I'm going to put it all. I just wanted you to say it, but I'm going to put it all in the description section under the video. Yeah. So tell me, have you worked out today or are you going to work out later?
Today is actually rest day.
Thank you, because it's mine too. I'm just, oh, not today.
None of the gyms are open. I do live up on a hill, so if anything, I may walk off my food down the hill. My friend is going to go on a hike later on in the evening. I may join her, so that may be my workout for the day. But I've been killing it all this week. I said this is the day I'm going to take off. About 5 to 6 days a week is more routine. Like you really have to take a breather. You really have to take a breather.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So I definitely enjoyed having you.
Hey, thank you for having me. I'm so glad.
I'm so sorry that it took me so long. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It happens. It's life. I could very well had something going on too. It was just trying to meet up in the middle and just find. It's easier to make time than it is to find it. So I appreciate you just taking time out of your day. I know you're very busy, very popular online. So, I'm just me on the other side of the planet. So it's hard for me to get reached. People will reach me. I kind of think that people don't notice because I'm just always so far away, but I do appreciate, you taking time to interview me. And I enjoyed this as well. It's been a real treat.
Thank you. I enjoyed it too. This one was good. Like, I'm glad that we did this because this one was really good. I got to know, but the thing is, what's so honest, like my honest opinion is, I'm empathic. So what you said to me here, I got from your pictures. You're really, how some people put their best foot forward. You put your best foot forward, but your best foot is you. It's you. It's who you are. I see it in your pictures. Everything you said to me, I honestly could see. What's your birth sign?
Oh, I'm an Aries.
I'm a Libra. We get along.
Yes. Libra. Yeah. I'm a fire sign.
Yeah,
an air,
right? Yeah. We get along. We get along well. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, very much. Thank you so much for coming on and taking time out of your Christmas day. I'm saying it because you weren't supposed to have to do this, but I messed up. But I hope I redeemed myself today.
Very much so.
Thank you so much. So I'm going to let you go, but I just want to say thank you so much for being here for me today, because this is for my website, but you will get a copy of this. But it's just, I'm just really thankful that you did this for me. People are thinking, oh, I'm doing it for her. No, you're doing it for me. And I appreciate that. Once again, the kindness that I saw on your page, you have demonstrated here by even doing this for me. So say goodbye, but don't hang up. Say goodbye. I'm going to hit stop record and talk to you.
Okay.